Dito na kayo. Dito kayo. Wala naman akong katabi. Okay, the meeting will please come closer. Secretariat. We have the quorum.
Yes, sir, we have the quorum.
So we have 3 projects for pre-bid. Bago itong pre-bid. Any comments before we call on the prospective bidder?
The PWG will explain the eligibility, sir, and also the technical requirements of the project.
Are we ready to call on the bidder?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Lagi mo sila.
Okay na po, sir.
Good afternoon, readers. Our BAC members are here. I'd like to know your name and the company you represent.
LD Tapapo from Integrated Energy Systems and Resources.
Pay portion ko lang from Integrated Energy.
Saan?
Rent po from Project System.
Saan na readers?
Kaya na ako sa inyo, bidder.
Leaders, magandang hapon.
Kurata na sila.
Palagay ko naman, we have also attended past bidding dito. Meron bang newcomer dito sa CAAP? Wala. All of you have one way or the other joined in one of our bidding projects. May nanalo na ba dito?
Meron na sila.
Dami na sila.
Lahat kayo na may project na kayo.
Project na contract na kayo sa akin.
Oh, that's good. So, more or less, this is just a review, and there are emphases that we have tried to impart to you. that PWG? You have it?
To the chair, I'd like to inform you that you are on live streaming, and any questions will direct it through the chair. So the bid that we are going to discuss today is on purchase installation of communication equipment for Bicol, Legazpi, and more. The approved budget for the contract is 33,733,000. So the component of the bid includes VHF, transmitter, and receiver. Its antenna and other accessories. A transceiver base VHF AM. A transceiver FM. Also in VHF band. And handheld VHF AM transceivers. Also VHF FM transceivers handheld. So this includes voice communication switch with console, air traffic console, 4 positions, ATIS or automated terminal information service system, transmitter and receiver VHF radios for the system, 2 binoculars, voice logging system, 16 channel, light gun, training and factory acceptance testing, only for BCS. So as you can see, the wattage requirement, 50 watts for transmitter and receiver, for base 10 watts, for handheld 5 watts, for the BCS, for position, that means for touch panel, for air traffic controllers. For the ATIS system, it's also a 50-watt transmitter radio in VHF AM band, together with the receiver. For voice logging system, this is 16 channel redundant. For binocular, we have a 20 by 56 magnification. For aviation light gun, the usual aviation light gun. And we have specified here factory acceptance test and factory training for voice communication switch. Now we will run down some of the eligibility documents, a matter of procedure. So for this purpose, most of you are aware, but just the same, we need 5 years experience, last 5 years on delivery of goods. So the usual requirement for companies, so restricted to Filipino citizens, sole proprietor, partnership, or organization with at least 60% Philippine interest or outstanding capital belonging to Philippine citizens. So bidding documents shall be submitted on the 2nd of available on 2nd of October for 25,000 pesos. Okay. The submission will be on the 23rd October at 2 p.m. here in the main office. So based on the checklist, we follow section 12 of the bid documents for Class A and Class B. So for section 12 in BBS, you should follow instruction.
Comment?
Any comments?
Bakit 23 October yan?
Later sir, yung bid bulletin will also show if there is any bid bulletin.
Okay, what will the calendar days yan?
Yeah. Sir, hindi update yung nag-update lang.
Gawin na.
The printout is not updated, but we have submitted. I think the uploaded version is anong date?
30 October.
O, balitan nyo na yan. Hindi pwede yung...
October.
30 ma'am, October.
Pero sana post, updated naman po.
So based on PhilJet's uploaded version, sir, it's 30 October.
Dali, dali. O, yung...
30 para ulit. So all of you have downloaded from PhilJet, so I suppose your dates are more updated.
PWD. This is the last time may malit yan, ha? Okay, please continue. Bidders, you can ask questions if you have clarification.
So for Class A and B documents, this is in section 12. You can submit any of the following options. Either a certificate of PhilJet registration or platinum membership, including its Annex A, in lieu of Class A eligibility documents. Identified in section 852 of the revised IRR 2016. So this is conditional that Class A documents are uploaded and maintained current in PhilJet's registry. Another option is submit combination of PhilJet's registration and platinum membership, including Class A. In the event that Class A document and fielders membership are reflected to be outdated, the bidder shall submit such current and updated Class A eligibility document. Or submit all Class A documents provided that the fielders registration and platinum membership shall be submitted as a post-qualification requirement in accordance with Section 34.2 of the revised IRR. So bids not complying with the above instructions shall be disqualified. Sir, before we continue, we want to acknowledge another bidder. We can ask them to identify themselves.
Good afternoon po, I'm Bench from Lawrence Hospitals.
So for Section 12.8, on the requirement of single largest completed contract, it should be 50% of the ABC. So it shall be reflected in the statement of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started. Bid bulletin, if there's any and other documents required in the terms of reference shall be submitted. So if you not comply, you will be disqualified. So just a reminder. So for Section 12.1B, following documents other than the usual legal documents will be required during the bid opening. So system interconnection design diagram, room equipment layout, certificate of exclusive or authorized distributorship from OEM, ISO certificates, or internationally recognized equivalent. So latest official OEM technical characteristics, specifications, and or sales materials, reflecting all performance and functional specification of proposed equipment. So all system design drawings are designed, sealed by professional ECE. Copy of the PRC certificate or clear photocopy of PECA license, copy of PPR, and certificate of good standing from accredited professional organization shall likewise be submitted by the signing PECE. So failing to comply on this will be the ground for disqualification. Any questions?
Any questions? None so far? Please continue.
For Section 13, this refers to the financial document or financial deed. There will be a section or Annex A, ITB 13.1 form, which shall be accomplished by all bidders and submitted together with the financial document, indicating the branch type and or model version and quantities of each proposed equipment subsystems. These include, but not limited to, IP-based radio, high-power RF simulator, channel cavity filters, single multi-couplers, transmit combiners, omnidirectional antenna, boom and balance and balance appliances, surge suppressor and protector, power supply, UPS, steel mounting brackets for antenna, coaxial cables, transceiver, radios, base and handheld, IP-based voice communication switch, ATI system, BLS, binocular, light gun. So the document shall be signed by the bidder's authorized representative. In the financial document. So the bill of quantities with corresponding price schedule in the published financial form shall be consistent with the bid and reference to all plans, design, layout submission in the technical proposal. So bids not complying with above instruction shall be disqualified. So it's not only the presence or absence of the document, but also the veracity of the content of that document. For the incidental services, you have seen this many times, no? But for purposes of those bidders that are new in bidding in communication. So this includes all expense of processing permits and licenses shall be part of the price schedule because you will be the ones handling the NTC permit requirements. So provision and installation of all cables, grounding, surge protection, other auxiliary, adapters, converters, connectors. Prices for this incidental shall be incorporated to the equipment listed in the BOQ. If this is not expressly listed in the required quantity in section 6. So importation permits will be part of your obligation. Electronics and electrical engineering services, including installation costs, should be on your part of your bid. Training, project management services, as-built plans and drawings. So that is goods offered from within Philippines. So it will be the same for goods offered from abroad. So that would include testing and site training related documents. That would be part of the submission. Related equipment tests, site technical training will be conducted by authorized technical personnel from OEM. Installation, operational maintenance, and other forms of manual will also be included if they have any costs. So all bid prices will be quoted in Philippine peso. Payments to be made also in Philippine peso. The bid validity will be 120 calendar days. Bid security can be bid security declaration or 2% of ABC as in terms of cashier or manager's check, backdraft, guarantee, or LC. based on the approved budget contract. So for surety bond should be valid for 120 calendar days. And callable on demand. So unaccomplished forms with blank fields shall be deemed unresponsive and thus will be disqualified. Any question of this department? So for the number of copies, 1 original and 2 copies of the first and second component of the bill, which is the technical and financial. So non-compliance will be automatically disqualified. So for purposes of so almost nakakomply naman siya. So for requirement in 20.5, all documents, all dates shall be signed on every page initialed by duly authorized representative of the bidder. Eligibility, technical and financial be properly marked with index tab and must sequentially be paginated in accurate order in the form of page X of total number of pages. Pagination should be sequentially based on the entire document inside the envelope.
Ayan. Okay.
Yes, sir. So partial bid is not allowed. Goods are grouped in single lot and the lot shall not be divided into sublots for purposes of bidding, evaluation, and awards. So bid modification is not allowed. All design plans shall be signed by PECE and the bidder or its authorized representative. So effective date of the program is stated as stated in notice to proceed. Any question?
Ito pong sa sample illustration, no? Yan, kanina mga may attention kay Captain Mendoza o kay Sir Manan and Jen Manan.
Definitely is capital. General Manager.
Ah,
This is just an illustration.
Back Charlie po tayo na.
Black Charlie. Black Charlie. Charlie, ha? Black Charlie.
Charlie.
We don't have any question, we proceed with it.
Saan magsasubmit ng big dogs ba? Saan yung office ko ng Bachelor? Back office.
Isa lang back office.
Isa lang back office.
For all.
Back office.
special conditions of the contract. In section 16.1, inspection and test will be conducted through factory acceptance test, periodic inspection at site, and site acceptance test. So the inclusion of the inspection are the following: verification of design, radio coverage test, and conformity to contract specification for communication system. Verification and inspection of available channels, design, and conformity to contract specification for voice line system. Verification and inspection of available channel design, conformity to contract specification for IP-based DCS and control. So lastly is the configuration requirement for continuous operation. So for warranty, the contractor shall warrant the entire equipment or the entire system, assembly software and related integration site works for 1 year, the tax liability period, plus 1 year warranty period for parts and services. So the inclusion will be all these equipments and systems. So yan lahat na. Contractor shall describe proposed support provision within the DLE and warranty period. And contractor's supplier shall submit OEM issued guarantee that the availability of spare parts and equipment supplied shall be at least 10 years after the project acceptance. So defects correction within the warranty period is 15 days. So for those who have partners and joint venture, they shall be jointly and severally liable to the procurement.
Yes, please.
If you go back sa warranty, the previous page. Paragraph 17.3. Do any that the warranty for parts and services, including the equipment, should be for 2 years?
Yes, we've been practicing that since 2002.
Why not we specify rather the equipment, assembly software, and then the integration, including the spare parts, should be should have the warranty period for 2 years? Because if we give the rationale of the paragraph is 2 years warranty period.
Sir, can we discuss this on executive sessions?
Do you want for a suspension?
If the back member wants to continue to discuss this now, or if we can discuss this later.
Maybe we can discuss it later, Mr. Chair. As finish first all the requirements for the meeting before we continue the executive session.
Please continue. Any questions so far? All bidders, would-be bidders. Please continue.
So for section 6, the scheduler requirements, they're all should be delivered on or before 365 calendar days after the NTP. So these are the quantities. These are the description of the materials and equipment, accessories, auxiliaries, which should be reflected in the financial bid proposal. All items, including services, that is the training and testing. So we just reiterated the form for this purpose. For technical specification, we don't have any question. Basically, these requirements are the same as we have since 2014. So for New Bicol Airport, it will be converted into a tower service from emphasis service. By the way, this is the new airport, not the old airport in Legazpi, the one in Daraga.
Sino ba naglagay ng New Legazpi dyan? New Legazpi, international yan. At Bigo, New Legazpi, sino ang Legazpi?
So yun yata yung MOA between the DOTR and CAAP. Yung title. For section A5, the contractor shall secure a certificate of site inspection from ANS facility in charge or any authorized representative of Legazpi Airport as proof of the conduct of survey inspection of the site.
Saan?
Kung sa Legazpi pa kukunin, ma'am, hindi po sa Daraga. Hindi po dun sa bagong.
O kasi wala pong operation.
So, sino po yung mag-a-assist from Legazpi po? Ganun.
Sa Legazpi siya. So you have to coordinate with Air Navigation Service Operation Department. So this is the site certificate example. No? So it's part of the BW
Tao. We have specific people.
Currently, sir, the FIC is Mr. J.R. Leon Gomez. Sir, normally they coordinate with Sir Arnold.
Let us be specific. Sino? Sa mga airport.
Sir,
Di ba mga
normally,
airport manager o there?
sir, normally kasi Sir Arnold wants us to coordinate to them. Kaya Sir Arnold,
Bakit hindi pa sa area? Sino
Sir,
bang
pwede-
facility ninyo doon?
Sa area, sir.
Leon Gomez.
Leon Gomez, sir.
O Leon Gomez yung lagay nyo dyan.
Leon Show.
We will issue a big bulletin on that.
Okay, good.
Ito lang ang
Or is authorized.
ito lang yung
Okay,
case.
authorized
Authorized representative.
Or authorized representative.
Leon Gomez or authorized.
Or,
Or authorized representative.
Ipapicture pa ba yan?
Sir, kung tapos na po yung tower, kasi kung wala pa yung tower, wala silang makakapicture. Yes, sir. Kasi yung gagawin nila nasa loob ng tower. Kung pwede nang mapicture nyo sa loob ng tower. Kasi totally new airport.
Pwede naman yung tower na.
Pwede din po. So, required.
Gusto ko lang. To be assured na nag-inspect sila. Doon si official sila sa tower
Sige, sir.
and outside the tower.
We-include na rin sa billboard.
Together with the Mr. Leon Gomez.
So they don't have to coordinate sa areas na.
Huwag na. Kasi dito kaya
picture ka.
doon naman yung project eh.
So sir, we just include this to the billboard.
Yes.
Sir,
Yes, please.
magbibigay po kayo ng drawings nun sa ano po, sa new tower po ng Daraga. Drawings po, plans.
Actually, we have drawings
Ah,
based on plan, no? Not based on as built, sir. Kasi baka may changes between plan and as built. So yun yung problema natin din, sir. Kasi the reason why we sometimes delay na kahit paano medyo buo na yung tower before we have the building for communication. Kasi baka mamaya yung location, tapos kung may nabago din sa layout, mahihirapan din yung construction. But we advise, we can give the plan, but on the site, they should inspect kung ano yung actual.
pero yung sinabi mo, yung site, sa taas ng tower.
So based on plan, we can give the plan, and based on their site inspection, they should inspect kung ano yung actual.
Gawa na po ba yung tower?
Yun nga eh. As of now, ilang percentage? That's big one. POTR kasi sir yung humawak ng tower project construction. So, we can just do both, sir. Yung plano, based sa drawing, and dun sa actual site nila. To make sure na the same pa rin, or kung merong na bago, they can appropriately adjust on their part.
Bigyan niyo ng instruction si Gomez.
Yes.
Ipakita niyo yung plano sa kanila, and then we should have an actual inspection. Dalawa.
So the frequency that will be used is 123.8, 118.1, 120.2, 121.5. So 4 positions.
Yes, please.
That's our observation also on the POR. Based on design conditions B23, there are 4 channels given the main standby configuration, and then the schedule of requirements state that we need to propose 10 or offer 10 transmitter radios. So that 4 pairs that will be installed, and then 50 pairs just same with the receiver radios as well.
Sige.
So for UPS, it should be rack mounted and should provide at least 30 minutes backup time. So for all communication system, we are requiring an IP-based system na. Now, if there's any, but this is a new one, so you have no option of analog-based equipment.
Ni-require po ata
For ano lang yan,
BCS. Dito may BCS, may log po.
adapter lang. Actually, this is about yung mga telephone system within airport eh. So, hindi namin ma-determine yun ahead eh. So, the best way for us is to, in advance, kung meron doon na need for ano, it's just the whole. But the basic is I
Based on the last statement, say the BCS kasi can interface with analog. However, we can just leave this for sure, but for us to identify that for us, we also need an output for us.
Ano yung question? Can you explain that? Explain that?
If we
language,
say for example, how many telephone lines can you connect? Kasi for a single gateway kasi it can be 8 ports, so 8 lang yung slots niya available for 16 slots. So kasi if it's not identified yet, kung yun yung mga lines,
Is that indicated?
we have a table for that.
If you're looking for the table, ma'am, it's on page 103 of 155. So this is identified already or ongoing already?
Kasi minimum. So we have identified this as a minimum requirement. So for equal footing on all bidders. So you can notify us kung may changes. But basically, I think it should be fixed.
Continue.
So ini-specify din yung dito sa CAAP. So we have the usual functional requirements for VHF AM transmitter 50 watts. General requirements, performance requirements, coaxial requirement, coaxial cable requirement, search process, suppressor requirement, including compliance standards. For IP-based receiver, we have the same general requirements, performance requirements, cabling requirements, compliance standard. For antenna system and accessories, same general requirements. So basically, this is mounted on the top of cab room. So you will provide the antenna mask. So the usual performance requirement, multi-coupler requirement, combiners.
Can I go back to that requirement? Kasi doon po sa page 73 of 155, number of sets for the antenna is 3.
Spare.
Based on our interpretation actually, we may be wrong. It's 4. Kasi 2 for the transmitters means standby, 2 for the receivers.
Actually, we have a design na naka-drawing yun that will make you interpret this clearly. So, pagka bumili kayo, we can provide some drawings and including the design drawing, antenna system, and other communication system. Text na lang po yan. Text na lang, text. Pakitext na nila, thank you. So, multi-coupler and combiners, omnidirectional broadband, dipole antenna, surge protection, for AM transmitter 10 watts. Actually, each subsystem has surge protection. So for transceiver, it's an omnidirectional broadband. Up dipole. transceiver FM, for 5 watts handheld HFAM, and 5 watts FM handheld transceiver. So for voice communication switch,
Doon po sa antenna system. If we are proposing a system, an antenna without impedance mismatch, can we omit the need for the balloon?
you can indicate that in the compliance statement. So for voice communication switch, this is a 4 position. That means 4 touch input device for each of the air traffic controllers position, that is approach, aerodrome, flight data, and supervisor. So we have operator position requirement. So the touch input device, plug-in panel, radio services, telephone services, speaker, monitoring and control, system architecture requirement, system interfaces, console specification. So this includes some furniture, and provision for meteorological instrument display, digital clocks, lights, console lights, flexible luminance. Other environmental requirements, compliance standards, especially this is a IP-based DCS. System support, training plan, documentation, installation and testing, requirement for delivery, storage, handling, engineering personnel, reliability testing, and project completion. The defects liability period is described here in the warranty, which we will discuss later with so other requirements for permits, the contractor should be responsible for all permits, all legwork, so it should be also part of your costing. So manual of standard for aerodrome should also be complied because this is done in airport.
Huwag kang masyadong magalaw, nahihiyo na ako.
Ako nga din sa naigo.
So for Europay compliance, this is regarding the IT technology of PCS. Airport safety and security should be followed likewise. No? Site inspection certificate. So for APIs, it's the same general requirements, controller information and control system requirements. So basically, the system should be configured for storing log data of 30 days, 120 to 120 days. So by default, 30 days siya, based on the setting. So that is an ITO requirement. So for API system, most important is the messages which includes this item. Which is based on the new meta. So architecture of is also described, including environmental requirements. So for software requirements, included here, the minimum, you can opt to offer something higher, but better. I mean tested na. Not
That is the minimum.
yes, minimum. Not beta version or test version. So we have the operating conditions, the transmitter requirement, performance requirement, antenna requirement, and the usual surge suppressor and compliance standards. Now for cavity filters, this is also described. Frequency, so for AM receiver, for the artists, also described. For BLS, we have the general requirements, performance requirements, storage media required.
If we're going through the BLS, I have a question for the APIs transmitters, receivers. I just like to clarify the based on experience, we are always required to offer redundant system for the APIs transmitter. So this one kasi is single system, so
Yes,
it's a single.
yung spare namin for the can also be used for that. So actually we have the same specification for the phone.
And then another question with integration ng APIs. transmitter with the BCS mo. It says the contractor should activate this transmitter system with the BCS. It's line C93144 H116. Transmitter being interface to the BCS through parang instant ko sa amin, hindi siya usual, yes. Instead, we can interface yung ATIS receiver. Kasi if you interface the ATIS transmitter, the user or the operator will interfere with the ongoing ATIS transmission and it's automatic. So there might be a problem. We're just not
Actually, the purpose of that is for the controllers to be able to record transmission. But you can write your concerns through a query letter.
kasi based depende naman po kasi sa concept of operations ng messaging. We propose na yung ATIS transmitter being interface to the BCS should be remotely monitored and controlled.
So yun, for remote monitoring din siya. So receiver kaya yung sinasabi ko siya.
Sige, continue.
So for recording, the voice and noise activity recording or silence replay function, the integrity of recording, it should be a legal recording as required by IPO. For the replay and playback unit, which is a separate unit. System and status monitoring. So for work schedule, so this will be the sequence of events or activities.
Yung 365 days nyo, synchronize ba yan sa completion?
Sir, kasi they can order naman all equipment at the same time. So even if they have different manufacturer, medyo pwede silang mag-simultaneous. Kaya yung 365 days, hindi naman siya totally dependent on one another, except for probably for disease.
Katapos ba yung dito ng 365 days?
Sir, based on our previous projects, is attainable 1 year.
Baka maagang magawa yung magawa na yung
Actually, it will be better for them kung gawa na. Kasi there won't be any adjustment kung magkaroon ng changes dun sa structure. So we also avoid problem na nagkaroon ng change dun sa structure tapos hindi nila alam, tapos yung deliver nila hindi match yung sa structure. Lalo na pag sa cadence, medyo yun yung legwork, medyo manpower.
In relation to the future, as the plans, because the ALS is also the same plans being given to the supplier or the contractor who implemented the project.
Yes, based on the coordination of ANS with the OTR, so far yung plans as is pa naman.
So we need to be accurate is for the ALS side for us also to aside from the site inspection in order for us to have a better picture for the prospective bidders to ascertain maybe the financial proposal, considering that the equipment spare parts are voluminous in nature. So, to the chair, I respectfully suggest that the end user should be more accurate in as to the status right now of the project being implemented by the
The end user says, so far the plans are submitted. So they stick to the plan submitted by the ODR. If ever there will be changes during the popular inspection, let it be based on record.
They can report it to query or
Yes.
if there is criticality of the changes.
That's instruction, Mr.
Yeah, should go.
There are significant changes. Thousand. Let it be based on record.
To the chair, I think the opening of bids for the project. 30, today's 15, so 16. And the rules are, sir, the given qualification should be made at least 7 days prior to the opening of bids. So, we suggest also to the prospective bidders that they conduct site inspection as early as possible because the time frame for the opening and ending from this date is very short.
Mag-request po sana kami ng extension.
We'll bring that up. We continue, please.
So, normal requirements just like any other equipment, system support, installation testing. So, medyo redundant yung requirement namin. Even if there are many equipment, so the same requirement for each. So for aviation light gun, and finally the compliance standard. So that's all for the technical specifications. Any questions?
Yes, please.
With regards to the site inspection, I would like to calculate is what is the final, yung just like you told the manager na mag-picture out sa loob at labas ng tower, since we have already an engineer kasi aalis na kasi yung engineer and then ngayon lang namin nalaman yung mag-picture parang hindi siya babalik natin. Kasi sabi ni ma'am, mag-issue siya ng regulator. Eh, nandun na kasi yung engineer namin na nagsasabi. So, yung ano gagawin ko yung
So, picture siya doon sa tower. Background ng tower.
tapos, together with the submission, yung
So, with Mr. Gomez.
Stay mo na ba?
kasi,
Mr. Gomez or his representative. Newly authorized representative.
outside and inside ng tower.
Baka hindi pa nga tapos eh.
Kasi umulan ngayon eh, sabi niya kung pwedeng
So-
sa loob na lang daw ng tower. Kasama ni Sir.
Ayun ka. So,
Sige po.
it should not be a problem.
the jump shot sir.
Ang importante sa akin, inspect kayo doon sa area. I am assured na nag-inspect kayo. Tapos na yung tower, mas maganda kung mayroon kayong addition ng nasasagot. Pero ang requirement ko lang, kung nakapag-picture kayo sa labas ng tower with the background ng tower, with Mr. Gomez or his duly authorized representative, at least yun na. Hindi ka naman makaakyat pa doon kung hindi pa tapos yung tower. Wait,
Pwede.
pwede na. Pwede. Sige, malayo kasi.
Kasi kung di niya naman kaya, eh, bibili na.
Expression mo.
Yes, please.
So this time I think requirement of the rules as a site inspection reference on the movie bid submission. So it's certificate of site inspection plus the features. And then so then this is an evaluating dito yung certificate.
Yes.
And then photocopy yung visitor's log.
Yes.
So forth.
Iba na nga yung
This
ilabas
one
mo
page,
ayun.
each one type is
Oo.
Visitors log at site.
Certificate of site inspection, photocopy of the company ID. Company ID yan. Ulitin po namin yung company ID of the person who conducted the site inspection. Hindi pwede kahit anong ID lang. Company ID. And the visitors log na nakalat ang name na site inspection.
Okay, any more?
Hindi, ganun din.
Any more question? Wala na? Please continue.
So, last sir, yung so Annex A 13.14, just a reminder, I have to accomplish this. And put all items in section 6 here, together with the costing. The brand version, no?
That is a separate sheet, ha? I-accomplish yan. But included in the financial. Pag wala yan,
So the ITV 32 concerns the master.
So this is part of the financial bid sa loob ng envelope.
Ang coordination po doon sa Legazpi, hindi kami dadaan sa
diretso.
diretso
Diretso na sa
na.
linas.
As to the logbook, yung logbook nung nila Sir Gomez, wala pa kasing logbook sa
May contact number po ba tayo?
wala rin ako ngayon. So, we can give
Talaga.
Kahit sa admin, sasamahan kayo. Sa ENSF.
Bigay niyo yung sa airport manager.
Wala ko kami na. Sabi ko
Miss
yun
Cynthia.
nila.
The airport manager is there. Miss Cynthia tomorrow. Pero yung kunin niyo yung cellphone number, di ba? Mr. Gomez. Just give them all the information needed.
Sir, kasi first time nila gagawin yun.
Kasi next week wala si Cynthia Tumanag doon. Nandito. Kasama ko sa training. Provide them with the necessary information para hindi masayang yung travel nila doon. Layo ba yun?
Coordinate na lang po sa BAC Secretary.
Mag-ano lang po kami ng bid bulletin. Yes.
Any more questions?
Ano po sana, request po kami ng extension ng open.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
pwede po ba mag-request ng extension ng open?
We'll consider that after this.
2 weeks.
Ibang bidders.
2 weeks.
Same, actually, I would like to do this also. Kasi our concern is the doctors.
Bali 1 month. Additional 2 weeks.
From the original opening date, 30.
30 plus 15. November 15.
Ibang bidder.
Kaya ba natin i-award yan, December?
Sir, if we can proceed November 5, same rate.
Pwede.
November 15.
Postpone naman sila Manila, sir.
Yung post ba?
Lahat naman sila Manila. Meron bang program?
Happy birthday. Okay. November 15. Ang ito kasi yung May Award. Siyempre ba kung January 1?
Bisa natin gawin.
Sir, to expedite yung evaluation, we may require them to submit also electronic copy of their bill para mabilis i-evaluate.
Lagay nyo na
Sa bill ulit.
Any more question? Any more, Secretary? PWC? Are we ready to excuse them?
Kung wala na kayong question, ano ang
Meron pa dito isang ANS ah. Pre-prop.
Kung may questions pa kayo, maisip nyo after paglabas, sulat kayo, but we will not respond kung hindi kayo bumili ng products. And any other problema sa aming specs, we'll share with you as soon as possible.
Thank you po.
Kung wala na,
Okay. Maraming salamat.
thank you.
Thank you, sir.
See you. Break 5 minutes. This is my first project na more than half billion. 603. This is a big project. Yung Bicol ba? Hindi mo si Bicol. Jay ko ba yun?
GAA funding sir.
Bakit balik? Sige. Sige. Please proceed.
Good afternoon, Tabak. The AMS will present to you the pre-procurement for the Bukidnon Airport Development Project with the following schedule works: completing of runway, concrete pipe conduits, box culvert, and construction of apron, and the construction of the north and south taxiway. So the EBC for the project is 603,722,296.40.
Sinong gumawa ng state?
ATM, sir. Yes, sir. And the source of fund is from the DOTR downloaded projects. Under the CY 2017 JA of the DOTR, which was downloaded to the CAAP, we have a fund of 200 million pesos. And under the 2019 JA fund of the DOTR, we had a 430 million downloaded project from 2019. So the first one, sir, in 2017, we have an approved MOA. However, the 430 million pesos that will be downloaded to the CAAP under the JA 2019 of the DOTR has a pending approval of the memorandum of agreement between CAAP and DOTR. So, unprocessed pa rin po ito. Yung 430. But as per direction of the DOTR Secretary, we should proceed with the procurement pending the approval of the MOA of the 430 million.
May black and white ba yan?
As per Sir Amnel, sir, this was discussed during the recent meeting with the so the 430 million pesos that is under the JA 29 of the DOTR is still under process, sir. So it is the pleasure of the BAC if we will proceed with the procurement of the project or go to the web.
Can we have guarantee that this project is duly funded from DOTR? Kasi as far as I am concerned now, is still lip service na pa niya.
Yes, sir.
When it comes from the secretary, I don't have questions.
Yes, sir.
Later, we will be questioned.
Yes, sir. As of the moment, sir, the CAAP have no approved memorandum of agreement Hingga 430
Ito na lang.
million.
EDMS, will you write, to be signed by DG, requesting for the, for the, black and white kay Yusek Tamay to proceed with this project in black and white.
Okay. So, as of the moment, sir, we will give the documents.
Ang hirap i-qualify. This is a 603 project. Manito mo.
Yes, sir. Kaya nga in-open ko, sir, para at least malaman po ninyo.
Let's also protect
Yes, sir.
CAAP or ourselves.
Yes, sir.
We are building a project which has not been duly funded in black and white.
Yes, sir. That is why I discussed this, sir, to the BAC.
Kasi bago tayo mag-proceed sa ito, dapat naka-black and white that this project has the following funds. Sino magse-certify nun? Yes.
Sir, in that case, I'm just curious dahil yung budget sir is na identification is nag-issue ng CBA sa certificate of budget allocation na ito ang amount 620.5 million.
Sino?
Budget sir.
Budget natin?
Yes sir. Meron CBA yan sir.
Yes, sir.
620.5 million.
We forwarded the program of work, sir, without the approved MOA under the CY 2019 GAA. I don't know of the budget division why did they approve the CBA. But as of now, sir, we do not have any approved MOA under the 130 million fund.
Hindi rin 603 million sir dahil meron pa sa mga project management cost sir. So ang total na nirelease na amount doon sa CBA sir is 620.5 million. Including sir yung mga
Yes, sir.
program expenses.
So yung 620 na yan, magagaling doon sa
2017, sir. Ang nakalagay lang nila is 2017. But the truth about this one is the 2017 only has 200 million fund and the CY 2019 GAA of the DOTR will fund 430 million. So 630 million less the 1.5 engineering funds from the DOTR, yan magiging 620 million lang.
may MOA na ba?
Unprocess yung MOA for the 430 million. Pero we do not have any
430 million.
Yes, sir. Initially kasi, sir,
Yung 430 million na MOA mo is only good for this project?
no, sir. Our project, sir, is 603 million. We have first download from 2017 under JACY 2017 of the DOTR in the amount of 200 million.
Nagamit?
Hindi, sir. Yung 200 natin ngayon, sir, sa CY 2017 plus the CY 2019 na 430, that is 630 million. Kinombine po siya to fund this project na 603 million.
To the chair.
Yes, please.
Sir, pero are we permitted to join
Yes.
amount?
Yes.
There's a black and white.
No, but it's the same scope of work, so we can
Yeah, I don't like answer, but we should also be, again, for security purposes, we should also be clarified whether there is a permission to join. If we join only ourselves, the 200 from a different JA funding to a 400 million funding which is unprocessed, maybe we should also seek permission first whether to have that ABC, one ABC from two different GAA. Kasi it was sourced out in 2017 now. It is sourced right now. in 2019.
Uh,
Para guided din tayong lahat kasi if we assume ourselves, although the scope of works are the same, all the activities are the same, we should also be mindful that we ask permission first whether to join those amounts in one ABC.
yes, sir.
Para clear tayong lahat, sir.
Okay, sir. We will do that.
Please, sir.
This is the same case with Kabangkalan Airport, wherein we have a fund of 60 million in the CY 2018 of the DOTR, and then we have another 30 million. So we also combine that. We have a 88 million Kabangkalan Airport project. And in this case, this is a directive of the DOTR Secretary, but as you have requested, we will do that to request a black and white from the DOTR, their approval to use the funds.
Saan yun, sir?
Kabangkalan, that's in Negros.
So, na-implement na yun, sir.
Right now, we have a ongoing project, 30 million pesos under the CY 2015 JA of the DOTR, which was downloaded to the CAAP. And we have another project. The second one is the 60 million budget from CY 2018, and another 30 million from CY 2019, again from the DOTR. And we combine that 60 and 30 to form a one program of work worth 88.5 million.
Naka-black and white yun.
Sir, as per sir, directive lang po kasi sir. So we will just write the DOTR about the approval combining the two source of fund.
May directive ang fan na black and white. Itong project na 620.
Wala sir black and white. It's just directive coming.
Yung previous kabangkalan na yan. Mayroon?
Wala sir. Kasi pagkatapos nitong book no sir, it will be Kabangkalan Airport ang susunod na. Which is
Hindi yung previous projects mo.
yung previous
Yung
project sir.
previous kabang project mo ganyan. Na ongoing na ngayon.
Combining the two JAs, sir. Wala sir.
Kulang yata tayo ng staff work dito.
User, I suggest you, sir, the end user also as the finance department and the propriety of the combined GAE from a different year to a current year. Kasi, ano daw, I still research. I presume and I believe that if the fund from the GAE which has been sourced out should be reverted back to the national treasury if it was not spent. So I respectfully recommend that there must be a coordination with the finance also with the EMS in future for us to be able to clarify all the things that being funded to us or transferred to us, because we might be in a situation that or for our safety lang siguro, for our security, for maintenance actually.
Napakalaking project to eh.
Yes, sir.
603, 620.
Yes sir.
Dito, more than 15 million.
Yes sir. Times 12 sir. Sir, as per information na lang sir, the funds under this CY 2017 of the DOTR, including the 16, 17, 18, can be used as common fund from these projects. So, for example, sir, we have a Kabangkalan Airport Parish which is under CY 2018. We can use the fund from CY 2015 to pay out the CY 2018 Kabangkalan Parish. We have a black and white coming from the DOTR to use the funds as common funds.
Kung kabangkalan project.
Hindi sir, lahat sir.
Lahat ng dinamit, sir.
Yes, sir. Like for example, sir, the last time, ang dinawag sa atin is 1 billion, which is under the 2015 project. We can pay that to CY 2016 or 17 na na-download sa akin. It was used as common fund. Hindi na as per project basis.
Si Secretary itong budget ay sir.
It was approved by DDOTR through the finance. Meron po tayong hawak na document during the disbursement as common fund.
Itong project na ito.
Ito sir, we only had MOA for the CY 2017. For the 130 million, we do not have any MOA in our hands.
Yes, sir. Iikot muna natin doon. Let's ask BOPR.
Nilay down namin yung concept, yung cards natin dito. Para you can be very informed.
Let's have a definite basis, references sa ating meeting. I for one, as chairman, want to undertake a project na hindi pa definite ang isang funding. Let's have a clear proof that this thing is funded properly, and we need proof that this is funded accordingly in the amount of 620 million. Meron bang nagsasabi na yung fund mo dyan, ang pinakita mo?
Ito sir, 200 million sir, yung first
Hindi yung kanina, may signed by
CPA sir, ang nag-sign lang natin dito sir is finance natin. Ang nakalagay nga rito sir is 2017.
ilan?
620 daw sir.
2017 yan.
Yes sir.
Totoo ba yan?
Yung 2017 namin sir, 200 million lang sir.
200 million lang yan. Bakit niya sinertify na meron ganyan?
Meron naman concept ang mga between. Sir, sunod. Yan ang futuristic sir. Yung futuristic sir, ay
Yes sir. 2017 and MOA sir. Within DOTR and CAAP, pero hindi pa po wala pa sa akin.
Wala pa naman yan.
2017 na. Yung 2017 sir, meron tayo 200.
200.
Pero itong MOA within DOTR and CAAP.
Baka may actual kasi.
Wala mo.
Pero through the chair, before we decide on whether to defer the budget, I just request that we go on, i-check na natin yung specs, but defer the posting thereof. Kasi at least may time naman tayo ano na natin, yung posting lang natin ng and we clarify sa DOTR yung funding requirement. If the other members, Mr. Chair, would agree to that suggestion.
Yes.
There's the certain plans, the argument for that. After the procurement, sir, there's the certain document that the chief should be done. So you can check.
Wala naman. Wala naman.
We can proceed with this. Then short of posting. Pending the
Approval of the 2019 MOA. Expedite sir.
sige.
Okay sir, we will proceed with the pre-procurement. So the ABC for the project is 603,722,296.40, and we require the minimum required technical personnel, project engineer, lieutenant engineer, materials engineer, construction foreman, and the safety and health officer. And we require the minimum equipment to be pledged to the project. The required pickup license is for large D, license category AAA for roads, highway pavements, railways, airports, horizontal structures, and bridges. The completion of the works will be 690 calendar days, inclusive of 30 premium workable days, and the cost of bidding documents will be 75,000 pesos. Under item 5.4B, similar contracts shall be required to concreting of roads and other horizontal structures, and we require a special requirement under item 6.3, which is the submission of the certificate of site inspection duly signed by the LGU of the municipality of Don Carlos, Bukidnon, by the municipal engineer or the authorized representative of the municipal engineer. And as attachment to the certificate of site inspection, the bidder shall submit the copy of the company ID of the person who conducted the site inspection and the copy of the visitor's logbook of the municipality of Don Carlos, municipal engineer.
Question, may coordination na yan sa
We will coordinate with the LGU of Don Carlos regarding the issuance of certificate of site inspection, just like the coordination that we have made regarding the issuance of the certificate of site inspection for Kabangkalan Airport.
Bago yan, sir? Bago. Wala pang airport.
Wala pa. Bago lang. So, under item C, picture of the proposed site, including personnel who conducted site inspection, together with the airport, together with the together with the municipal engineer, or his duly authorized representative. So under item 12, BDS plus 12, we require the experience of the key personnel to be assigned to the project as 5 years in general engineering and 3 years in concreting of roads and other horizontal structure. And at the same, and at BDS 12.1B 2.3, we require the capacity of the following minimum major equipments.
Large B, category
Large B, sir.
triple A.
Triple A. Sir, puro horizontal works.
Sige.
And for the scope of works, we have the following scope of works. So sir, this is the layout plan for the proposed Bukidnon Airport. So we have the following scope of works: the runway, the concreting of runway. For the information of the BAC, the DOTRS and ongoing projects at Bukidnon Airport, it is the initial embankment of the airside facilities. So we will just continue from where the project of the DOTR, and we will...
Saan dyan? Saan dyan? Project.
Sir, embankment works yun, sir.
Sige, di ba na?
Ito, sir. Kumbaga, sir, Initially, sir, the water has a project for the embankment ito po. So, ginawa na nila yung backfill, embankment, and sa area. So, to continue lang natin, yung runway po yun, yung konkreto natin, and then dun sa ito. So, ito po yung ginagawa ng UTR. Ito lang po. Yung parang ganito lang. Initially. Just like what we are doing in Busuanga Airport. Initial embankment.
Sir, yung covered development plan dyan, sir, yung lands na yan, ROP na? ROP na lahat?
Well, sir, the site acquisition was undertaken by UTR.
Also, in parallel, sir?
Yes, in parallel. So we will just inquire with the UTR kung under the ROP na yung
Kaproblema na lang sa natin.
So initially, sir,
Okay.
the design length of the runway is about 2,400 meters by 30. But for now, for the 603 million, we will just have a scope of work of completing of the runway of 1,260 meters by 30 meters. So ito lang siya. From here hanggang dito. And the other scope of work is the completing of the north taxiway and the south taxiway, and the completing of the apron, which is 350 meters by 123 meters, and the strip end, runway end, which is also the stopway, 60 meters by 30. And we have also the following scope of works: box culvert, the conduit pipes, so those are the major scope of work for the project. So we will have the sample bill of quantities for the project. The contractor will provide the mobilization, demobilization, and the temporary facility, as well as the facilities for the engineer. So this one is for the laboratory and field office for the assigned PMO. And the contractor will also provide for the necessary laboratory equipment and apparatus for the project. And for the construction of sub-taxiway, we have the following scope: excavation, embankment, sub-base course, cement-treated base, and the PCCB, including the pipe culverts and storm drains. And for the construction of the apron, we also have the excavation, embankment, sub-base course, the CTB course, and the PCCB. Same as true with the north taxiway and south taxiway. And for another scope of work, the construction of the pipe conduits, the box culvert, and the earthworks between the taxiways. So we have provided the derivatives for the scopes of work. However, we will not provide any quantity in the detailed estimates. So this is the sample form for the detailed estimate for mobilization and for the temporary facility. And under the temporary facility, the contractor will provide staff house and the surveying equipment for the surveyors that will be assigned for the project. And of course, the service vehicle. And for the service vehicle, this is rent-to-own, lease-to-own, and after the project, this will be turned over to CAAP.
Galing mo dito yung pupunta sa EBMS, ha?
Yes, sir. Tama lang, sir.
Na,
Yes, sir.
kasi hindi na PPG yan, pupunta sa inyo.
Pero yung survey equipment, sir, sa ABS.
Hindi ko lang.
Pero yung survey equipment, sir, sa ABS.
Iisip nyo yun, nakakawag ba? Kasi i-label nyo si
Yes, sir.
sa inyo lang eh. Ha? Ang galing nyo.
Sa terms of reference na lang, sir, yung service na yes. Sa conditions.
Ha?
Sa conditions.
Dito.
Ayun yan, sir.
Service rate. Meron naman. Actually, what ito eh. Sa mga malalaking projects natin, di ba meron?
Yes, sir. This one, sir. Service breaker.
Curious lang pa nito, PM po, di ba?
will be turned over to CAAP, sir.
Yan o, and will utilize it. Tanggalin niya ano yung last price niya. And will utilize the same as the service official data. Tanggalin na kaya. Hindi na tuloy magamit ni AMS. Si AMS, ayun na lang bitawan yung pick up niya. Saka na lang natin yung pag-usapan. Doon nag-place ito.
Yes, sir.
Pero through that, sir, part ba na ano, sir, yung sa compliance nila, i-check pa rin yung specs ng nila. Just to be clarified, yung service related.
I-check.
I-check pa rin.
Yes. This will be provided by the contractor after the contract perfection.
Perfect. Pero it will not form part of the financial proposal.
It will form part of the financial proposal. It will be evaluated as requirement in the financial
That's it.
Yes, please.
Pwede lang, service dito is under siya ng temporary facilities.
Temporary facilities, sir.
I'm just wondering dahil nag-check yung documentation tapos nakalagay sa costing sa ating pasel, 3.8 million. So itong dalawang brand new ng 4x2 pickups na yan, brand new yan. So magkano costing yan? Mga 3M siguro. Hindi, that could be around 800,000 para sa iba na lang. Tama ba yung documentation?
4x2 right now.
4x2.
So 3.8 na yung budget ko sa ating facility.
Hindi ba ka nandito sa facility for the engineer?
Hindi, sir. Yung 3.8 million, sir, is including the concern, including the provided staff house and the survey equipment. Including the concern, including the value-added tax.
So I'm just inquiring kung magkano rin costing ng dalawang units ng brand new vehicle na yan.
Oo, sir. Kung naman, sir, the UMS canvas the cost of the 4x2 pickup, the latest canvas, sir. So, hindi naman po siya overpriced. It was checked. It was verified by engineers. So,
Yung dalawang pick-up, magkano yung dalawang pick-up? Nakalagay dito sa 3.8.
Yes, sir.
Hindi ba dito eh.
I-open natin sa mga services sa PSL. Pick up is na 4x4. 1.2 million.
1.2 na yung nasa ano procure namin sa DBMPS. Kung dalawa yan, di 2.2.
Hindi, sir. Included kasi yung cancer, yung temporary facility.
Hindi nga, so yung temporary facility mo is 1.
Sir,
minus 2.4. 1.4 na yung 1. Temporary facility mo.
yes, sir. 3.8 po yung temporary facility natin.
Okay.
So excluding the survey equipment and the temporary facilities for 2 years. At yung 2 years kasi sir, parang 1 month is 15,000 yata sir eh. So 15,000 at 24 months. 360. 360,000 sir, plus yung surveying equipment. Kami surveying equipment. Survey equipment will cost us 100,000. So, more or less 500,000 po yung i-deduct natin dito. So, 3.8 less 500,000, 3.3. So, yung cost po ng ticket natin more or less is 1.21 pesos for my ticket. Yung 1.5 sir, kung ano sir, yung big barrier niya pero sir,
Sige. Yan ko na.
With the chair. Kasi, yung title kasi temporary facility, but you are providing for, you are requiring for a service of vehicle and equipment.
Yes, under temporary facility kasi it's not only for the facility or the building for the PMO. It is also for the vehicle that will service the PMO. Na-term pa lang yun, misconnotation lang yung title natin.
Pero dati yun ang ginagamit yan.
Yes sir. Hindi lang naman po ADMS ang gumagamit ng TEPASIL na yan sir, pati po the PWH, DOTR, it's the same
Standard na.
standard yan. When you talk about temporary facility, it is for the building, the service vehicle, and the provided equipment for the PMO.
Specify naman sa terms of reference yan.
Yes, it is in the scope of work.
Sige.
Clear lang tayo.
So, Reda, kung may temporary facility ka, alam mo na mayroong complete.
At survey equipment.
Sige.
So ito yung facilities for the engineer.
Siyempre, dapat pahinga na maayos yung at mga ganyan.
So sir, ito, this is for the temporary facility. It was mentioned in the under the SPL2 temporary facility that the following will be provided: staff house, the surveying equipment, which is the total station, and the search 2-unit service vehicle for the PL. And under SPL3, facilities for the engineering, this one is for the laboratory and field office, including the electrical and water consumption. And under SPL4, these are the furniture, equipment, appliances, and laboratory testing and apparatus that will be provided by the contractor as part of their financial obligation for the CAAP. And for item A, the construction of South Taxiway, and the excavation, the embankment, the aggregate sub-base course, the cement-treated base, and the PCCP. As you can notice, we did not indicate any quantity for the materials, labor, and equipment, but we have provided the derivative for the specific area or volume for the specific scopes of work.
Important Ano yung Portland? Portland Cement.
BCCP sir, Portland Cement Concrete Pavement. Ito naman
Hindi ba yung
yung
Portland is one?
It's not a brand sir.
Iba yung brand?
Yes sir. Hindi po siya yung Posura, hindi po yung parang ano po ito, standard na term po.
Generic na yan, sir,
Sige.
Parang yung mga kasi may port.
Portland Cement.
And for item D, the construction of apron, which is the 350 meters by 120 meters. We have the following scopes of work: excavation, the embankment, the sub-base course, the cement-treated base course, and the construction of the apron, and then PCCP.
Saan ito? Sabi? Balay-balay, ano?
Sir, Don Carlos, sir, Municipality of Don Carlos, Bukidnon.
Don Carlos.
Yes, sir. Yung Maray-Maray, sir, is the
Maray-Maray.
Yes, sir.
Maray-maray ba?
Maray-Maray. And the next scope of work is the construction of North Taxiway. Same scope lang po, excavation, the embankment, the sub-base course, the cement-treated base, and the PCCP. Like culverts. And next scoop is the completing of runway. This is the 1,260 meters by 30 meters. Embankment. Sub-base course. Cement-treated base. And the PCCP. And the next item is the construction of 5 conduits, followed by the construction of the box culvert.
Sinabi mong pipe conduit. Ano yung ibig sabihin? Can you explain that in layman term?
Sir, ito yung 5 conduits. Parang dadaanan lang po ng mga para po sa provision ng runway lights or cable wiring nila. So kung maglalagay po sila ng AMS ng runway lights po rito, ito po yung dadaanan ng wirings nila. Abang yun sir para sa mga.
So just napansin ko kasi meron dun sa facilities for PFO, no? Napansin ko merong mga laboratory equipment.
Yes.
And then sa estimate natin, yung manpower requirement natin, yung materials engineer, sino magkakandak ng testing tayo or
Parang ayaw is to check lang. To verify what the...
kasi sa ano natin, sa buswangin natin, part ng contract is yung assistance to engineer.
Yes.
Meron tayong laboratory equipment. Naka-define sa terms of reference na yung materials engineer, laboratory technician, is i-provide ng contractor. Pero direct supervision natin.
Oh.
Kasi dapat material testing yan dapat kontrolado natin.
Same as fluid Bukidnon, it will be provided by the contractor or this third party na testing material. Pero tayo parang assist and to verify yung mga parang pinakontak ng testing.
Pero direct supervision natin.
Direct
Sa atin
supervision.
sa report.
Sa atin po verify.
Nakaklaro sa TR.
Yes. Ito yung bale, ang pan ito, model nito is Buswanga. So anything na what we are doing to Buswanga will be directly reviewed.
Kasi sila lang yung magpapasawa niya sa atin na report sa atin sila.
Yes.
Yes, please. everything mo dyan, yung provision dyan, kung tanong engineer nandyan, ano daw, sila magulak na ng mga activities na yan, ng present sa supervision
ng PM mo, sir. Yes, sir.
nakalagay sa
Yes, kasi sir, kung pababayaan natin sa kanila, pababayaan natin.
Kasi nagdalayan ng tayo, sir. So that is the reason why we put the materials in here under our direct supervision. Pero under the contract, they will pay for the daily wages of the personnel.
Okay. Yes, please.
In anticipation of sir, after matapos ang runway, chances are baka magkakaroon naman ng nagay na yung mga AMS na base so magiging next kasi pag once na dyan ang runway, ang common communication is given na lang runway, pwede na mag-land. Then ang common communication is, so ang worries ng siguro sa part of BTS, magkakaroon na agad ng test flights whatsoever. In that case kasi, we need people to handle. So ATS, meron pa tayong abang for in cases na magkakaroon ng abrupt ATS service na kung saan upo if ever mag-stay ang ATS personnel.
This project will only provide the airside facilities. So landside facilities wala po.
Wala.
So maybe for the next 5 years, the next
Yung funding yan, next year na
landside facilities.
Ano mo rin pala kasi sir, yung kasi may runway, pwede mo mag-landing page ka.
Yung nakawasak na FSS.
Baka pag na-funding yan next year, yung project na para dyan sa ABS.
Okay.
Yes, okay.
And the next scope of work is the earthworks between the taxiways.
Actually, anong ginagawa dyan? Binubungkal lang? O yung between taxiways?
Sa bandang south po kasi sir, medyo malalim po yung area, so yung slope niya po is masyado pong delikado. And then yung sa may bandang north naman po is mataas naman po yung area. Kaya ang mangyayari po dyan sir, sa bandang north taxiway, magkakat po tayo, and then yung kanyang materials ay i-embark naman po sa bandang south taxiway.
For the information of the this is the North Taxiway. Ito po yung sinasabi ni Engineer North na mataas. So we will have a cut area here, and whatever cut volume that we will have, we will put it here as embankment filling materials for the South Taxiway.
Sige. Ano yung kulay green na yun? Ano yung kulay green na yun?
Culvert sir, box culvert. And the last scope of work is the earthworks at the center of between taxiways. So that's for the technical requirements. We have here the standard eligibility and technical components that will be submitted by the contractor. So as per Section 8.5.2 of the of the RA 9184, the contractor shall submit the PhilJEP's certificate of registration. However, dahil nga po hindi magkakatugma yung mga expiration ng mga attachment in the Annex A of the PhilJEP's, the GPTB issued a circular which is dated 31 July 2017 that the bidder can have 3 options in submitting their Class A documents or the PhilJEP's certificate of registration. So we have the first option, the certificate of PhilJEP's registration, provided that all the attachment in the Annex A of the Class A, meaning the Class A eligibility documents are all valid. Then we submit the certificate of PhilJEP's registration. However, in the case na the attachment in the Annex A are not current or not valid, the bidder can submit the Annex A of the PhilJEP's and the PhilJEP's registration and the combination of the updated Class A eligibility documents. And the third option is the submission of the custody documents only, provided that the builder's certificate of registration will be provided by the winning contractor to winning bidder during the post-qualification process. And we have the submission of the statement of all ongoing projects and the SLCC.
Kung naman ito eh.
The standard for
Standard, okay. Sige.
and for the technical component, the submission of the bid security, the omnibus source statement, together with the legal clearance and the certificate of site inspection, and the submission of any bid bulletin if there are any issuances. And under the second envelope, the submission of the following financial component as is stated in 13.1 of the BDS. And that's all, sir, for the pre-procurement for the Bukid North Airport Development Project. Since we cannot post this one as we have to follow up the pending memorandum of agreement between CAAP and the Airport CY 2019. So we cannot recommend to post this under the builders. So it is the pleasure of the BAC what will we do next for this project.
Sino mag-initiate nun? Hindi na eh. Hindi na lang. Yusek. Yes, ma'am.
Pwede na regarding sa yung presentation niya. Could you pass yung page pertaining to laboratory and field office under field asset?
Eda,
Sir.
pwede ba natin, Yusek,
Resource, sir.
rule DG,
Hindi, yung merong
Ito sir, yung mga
may narrative may narrative sa ano susunod ko rin.
Kasi kailangan natin mas nag-uusap bakit use your savings for
yung tungkol sa laboratory.
hindi na kompleto si
resource, sir.
Someone kasi dyan yung engineer ay already na yung last and field office either rental or construction. But I'm just curious, in the event na yung contractor is mag-elect ng construction ng field office na
Ito sir.
ayan, yung dyan eh. Meron isang portion about either rental or construct. So, in the event that the contractor will elect yung construct portion of the office na yan, I'm just curious, after the completion ng project na yan, ano ang status ng building na yan? Construction na yan? Hindi kasi binasag lang nun yan, hindi naka-define kung ano status if ever ganong scenario na yan mangyari. Rental, okay lang yun.
Rental kasi
Construction.
construction sir, it will be the decision of the contractor if they will just leave it turn over sa atin for our usage or the contractor will just demolish it. Kasi sa kanila yung mga concern, mga materialis.
But then, kung tinuloy mo yung scope of work, meron siyang final requirement around 2 billion something. Meaning, may cost siya eh.
Yes sir, pero kung rental naman sir, hindi wala naman tayo, babayaran naman natin yung rent kasi mas through the construction. Kasi kung construction, parang provide lang niya yung facility at his expenses. So kung matapos na yun sir, parang sa kanya yung building, sa kanya yung mga materialis.
Cheaper.
Kaya item siya, kaya paano pagka-rental? Pagka-rental naman, wala ka namang sasabihin na hindi ako sa akin.
rental ba?
Dalawa yun, rental o renting o constructing.
Pero kasi ano eh.
And especially when we are discussing about yung stock house, Pinupoint tayo tungkol sa rental na stock house. So hindi sa umabot na namin na
Sir, iba yung size stock house, sir, iba yung field office. So itong field office na to, sir, is yung paglalagyan yung opisina talaga. Yung stock house is yung saan matutulog yung mga tao.
but then I'm referring about yung portion ng rental.
Oh, yes, sir.
Rental.
So kasi kung rental, sir, we are just only paying the amount na nandun sa financial proposal niya.
In this case, hindi siya abot ng 2 million. 2 million nakalagay sa dyan eh, sa ano dyan, sa yung ano dyan, yung local office na yan. 2 million. Kung rental lang, hindi sa abot. Kanina, hindi mabot na 300,000 lang yun.
2.075.
As mentioned by the chairman, pera natin, baka pabayaran natin yun.
Mr. Chair. Sir, just siguro pa-check natin. Kung sinabi natin, yung order natin ito is yung Shwanga. I think dapat sa atin yan, ito order sa atin. Kasi may continuing works pa tayo. Kung makapansin nyo, 1-2 lang yung gagawin na gagawin natin. At wala pang other facilities. Ngayon, kung continuing yung construction yan, ay yung gagamitin na natin ngayon na field office, same like laboratory office.
At saka,
Same time, item siya eh.
pag nagkaroon ng ATS, ANS personnel dyan, magiging kung na rin yan later.
Siguro, sir, we will just delete this part na lang, sir.
Oh, yan.
By constructing na lang.
Constructing. Para i-turn over na sa atin.
Yes, sir.
Ganun sa
Kasi gagamitin ng tao natin talaga. Kahit naman wala ng construction, ATS, ANS, will be there. Security.
Okay, sir.
In that case, siguro sir, lagyan isang provision dyan na
Will be
for the equipment, will be turn over to
Yes, sir.
Parang yun ba? Parang ATS.
Siguro sir, I suggest miscellaneous provision na lang siguro. Kasi hindi naman lang stock house tsaka yung anong babayaran na kayo sa sir. So,
Hindi na. It will be better if you will just provide a collateral debt here na ito-turn over na lang.
not just siguro. Para clear na tayo.
Yes, please.
Engineer, doon sa scope of work, yung tinagin scope of works na yan. So kasama yung 10%, which you mentioned earlier, kasama yung dalawang service vehicles.
Yes, sir.
Kaya yung computation, mga 1.5 billion each pala yan.
Yes, sir.
Good siya. Hindi yan infrastructure projects.
Yes, sir.
But at isa naman, yung mga facilities for the engineer, furnitures, fixtures, equipment, budget is 3.5 billion. So goals din ba yan?
Yes, sir.
So, pag isuot ang bali dyan, yung 11 na projects na sa works na yan, nag-total siya naman ng total na cost ng 496.4 million. And under it, mayroon nga indirect cost ng 107.2 million. So, pag total mo ba yan, mag-i-division ba yan eh? 603.7 million na. So, I'm just curious dahil yung goods na yan, meaning yung dalawang vehicles, sa furniture, sa equipment na yan, hindi dapat may kasama sa computation ng OCA din. So I'm just curious kung talaga bang hindi nakasama nila dyan, yung
Yes,
producer
sir.
sa goods na yan. Kasi baka masilip na ng kuha na naman dyan.
Sir, under SPL 1, sir, mobilization, demobilization, if we may notice, the OCM and contractors profit are zero. We have only 5% back. Next one, sir, is the SPL 2, which is the temporary facility, which is the provision of the staff house and the service vehicle, which is for the equipment. The indirect cost, the OCM and the contractors profit are zero. And we have only 5% back. And under facilities of the engineer, this is the provision of the field office and the barracks and the laboratory office. We have included here the 8% indirect costs. Kasi sir, magpo-construct tayo. So we will have labor component. So, dapat lang na may contractor's copy and OCM. So, we provided indirect costs.
Ang indirect cost ba, kukuha yan talaga ng
Contractor's costs. Yes, sir. It is provided na dapat meron talagang OCM and contractor's copy for every project. Yung OCM kasi, sir, yung overhead is for a manpower na kailangan. Nandun kasi yung baka magkakaroon ng meeting with the LGU, meeting with another pa, para may gagastusin sa contractor. And for the contingencies, yan po yung parang price increases na hindi natin mapuporsin in the near future.
itong 16 million, 16.8 million.
Yes, sir. Kasi sir, yung
Kasi ang total mo is 620.
yes, sir. So 8% naman, sir. 8% of the hindi naman po lahat kasi
8% ng 603.
hindi sir, ng direct cost lang.
Yung 496.4.
Yung 400 million plus, sir. Pero hindi naman
496.
yes, sir. And the contractor is entitled to have an 8% contractor's profit for this large project. So under items SPL4, sir, yung pag-provide ng mga laboratory equipments, as you can see, the OCM and the contractor's profit are 0 and with about 10%. So ang provide lang po natin ng OCM and contractor's profit are the BACs with those. With the other goods, we have 0% OCM and 0% contractor's profit. We only provided 5%.
Yes, please.
Just with regards to the location of the staff house, concern naman ako din, in anticipation of sir na cases na magkaroon ng abrupt pressure to ATS na pagagawin sa amin. Suggestion lang po, yung location ng ating staff house is magiging strategic in a sense na magiging magiging this ang peripheral view ng ating mga ATS personnel is magagamit siya for temporary emphasis makatapin yung big location either too far or too close to the ends of the runway. So ang pwede lang sana ang location is somewhat strategic middle. Meron ba ganun? Chance lang.
Baka wala kasi we will have alongside facilities for those things. Baka yung temporary facilities natin will be located yung malayo dun sa airside and landside facilities natin. Hindi naman talaga staff house na in the sense na tutulugan ng mga this is an office for the personnel that will be under the PM. Bankhouse lang ito. Hindi naman siya office. Short office lang. Baka naman pagka sinasabi mo na magkakaroon ng operation na the landside facilities will be provided. So, no need to worry na.
Bali, wala ko pang paglalagay na ATS. Bali, pag naibigay yung ATS sa receipt,
Thank you, sir.
Barang kung pumunta doon sir, di ba?
Asan yun, sir?
Hindi ba i-authorize kita to inspect? Or ni...
Hey, local virus. Kaya ito.
Mauna kayo at mag-rapid ka. Edimar? Yes.
Regarding the turnover, sir, is it an assumption that there's no cost to pag ginamit yung turnover? Baka later on, magkakaroon ng yung pay for something. Pag turnover yan, wala ba yun ang basic na idea sa
Turnover ng
turnover facilities.
It is provided in the lahat ng turnover fees will be
Turnover yan.
like for example, sa service bay,
Wala kang babayaran.
like for the service bay, it will be turnover fee. Nandun na yung commercial, nandun na yung registration.
No cost.
No cost to the government.
Any more? Okay, salamat. So we'll wait for Fran. Yan yung sulatan na lang natin si inform natin si DG na follow up yung mga kasi hindi naman natin mag-giving to without the una hindi best ko wala ako kayo na.
Yes, sir.
Si Raul Gavera sa akin.
Nandiyan sa baba. Diba?
Ginawa na natin yan eh. Everyday.
Priority naman lahat yung downloaded. Kung bibigay sila na agad sa rental reply.
Siyempre siya kayo usan. Ito tayo. This contains to be blah blah blah. It is certain. Please be informed that we cannot post this without
Pinawag ko lang nila sa box set na schedule namin. Wala pa palang malinis na.
Kasi every time na nagkakaroon ng meeting with DOT, ang daming sinapangarap din.
i-letter ninyo. Right by BJ. Kung gumawa kayo ng plan, letter to be signed by BJ, address kay Yusek Tumayo.
Yes, sir.
That is the one. Kasi kung ganito lang ng conference sa buka-buka, wala action yan. So, place it in writing, address kay Yusek Tamayo, to be signed by BJ. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Prepared by Access.
Okay yun mo siya.
Nagtatanong lang sir eh, para magklaro.
Engineer din nagagawa ng letter.
Marami may format na yan sinasabi.
Okay, di mo? So, let's go to the other. Ano pa isa? CAAP.
Items pa.
May pera ba yan? Malis na. Okay, sige, baka.
Power system.
Nasin ko lang naman
Repeat
pala.
to, di ba? Repeat ito?
Ha?
Repeat?
Isa na pa.
Sir, ito yung ano, sir? Fire investigation training. Fire investigation. Hindi ano yung fire investigation training.
Oo.
Siya, so, kahit na dalawa. Si Tomas Dos Santos.
Sino yung? Yung pa?
Tomas Dos Santos.
Saan yan? Saan?
Yung fire investigation training, Jakarta sir.
Sige, ano rin ang punta ng baklaran?
Sure, Mr. Chair. The NS is for us to give approval for the upgrading of power system at General Santos Airport. Just a brief background sir for the project. The OTR under the CAAP MOA dated December 29, 2018, downloaded 100 million to AMS for the procurement of powerhouse and other works and the upgrading of power system. The construction of powerhouse was awarded to Mineral Construction, and we had a pre-con meeting last 2 weeks ago. Unfortunately, the upgrading of power system had undergone a thrice failure and was advised by the BAC Alpha to revise to revisit the program of work. So we revised the program of work,
and we come up with a new ABC of 98,900,000. The reason for the upgrading of powers in napulisar ng failure of bidding, it's because of the price escalation of the substation equipment. Just to give you a background, the project scope will include the supply installation of the mobilization, provision of tempasin. Ang tempasin namin sir, walang service to, just temporary facility lang. Permits. And of course, the construction of 69 kV, 3 megawatt substation with the following component.
Sir, may powerhouse na yan, sir? May powerhouse na yan?
Ang power series, kasimula pa lang.
Okay.
Kasi dalawang component siya, yung powerhouse and the power system. So yung power system, nag-failure siya last 2018 sa BAC Alpha.
Pero ginagawa na kayo, sir, full implementation ng powerhouse.
Yes, sir. So, ito po, and
Kasi mapain na yung...
supply installation of dry type transformer, 3,000 kVA, 1,500 kVA, 500 kVA, and 300 kVA. Supply installation of primary and secondary power cables. Pakita ko lang sa plano.
Iayos mo nga, taga-ilip na ako eh.
Sorry, sir.
Upgrade sir, meaning will add up dun sa 16.
Balik ito sa rin ko, no? Medyo maliit lang ang problem. Currently, sir, ang Jetsons Airport should be supplied by 1.5 MVA NGCP power, 69 kV. So, may mga development siya ngayon, which is include the installation of new terminal heating with passenger tube, the installation of admin building and wastewater treatment plant, and the installation of new air conditioning system. So the DOTR requested for a 3 MVA substation. Kaya sir, 610 kV yung required nila kasi actually pwede naman 13.2 kV volt. The reason is ang 610 kV which is will come from AGC, National Grid Corporation of the Philippines. Ang power niya reliable. So ang downtime niya minimal. So ito siya yung scope niya, no?
Karagdagan natin.
Yes, sir. Saan ba ang mangyayari? Yung existing substation hindi gagalawin. So magkakaroon lang ng bagong substation beside the existing para walang interruption ng power. Sir, bali ito po kanyang ang kanyang machinery diagram. So dito po natin ilalagay yung substation. Then we will magkocross siya sa runway going sa bagong powerhouse. Minimum requirement of our technical personnel. Project manager should be a PE, one project engineer, registered electrical engineer or registered civil engineer, safety health officer, one high voltage electrical foreman and construction foreman. Minimum requirement for equipment, now we have one unit of 10-wheeler boot rack, one unit backhoe, 1 unit 35 kVA generator, 100 ampere welding machine, one bottle mixer, a set of 69 kV substation test equipment, and a meter tester. The pickup license will require the Region A license category B and accreditation from the National Grid Corporation of the Philippines as a local contractor for the erection of substation. So let me data sheet. For this purpose, similar contracts shall refer to contracts which have the same major categories of work, which is the supply installation, erection, testing, commissioning of medium voltage substation, 69 kV, upgrading power system. Bidder should possess a valid accreditation from the NDCP as a local contractor for substation. Similar contract should refer to supply installation and erection, testing, commissioning of medium voltage substation equipment. The contractor shall secure a certificate of site inspection from ALS facility in charge or airport manager or their duly authorized representative, and a picture of the one who conducted the site inspection with the ALS FIC, a picture of the site, and company ID with the visitor's logbook.
Question na, kasama na lang ang commissioning. Sino ba nagpo-commission? Sila o kami?
Sila.
Sila?
Oo.
So, sa contract nila, dapat may
Oo, kasi itetest yun eh. Uh, 12.1, the same, the usual eligibility requirement. They can choose among the three.
Okay. Additional requirement. Walang additional requirement.
Sino rin?
Standard eligibility tsaka
Yeah, yeah.
legal sila.
Standard na kanya.
Sige, sir.
Sige.
Next.
The contractor shall possess a valid pickup license with category B in general engineering as principal classification. Region A for electrical work. JB is allowed. If JB, the contractor should possess the pickup or JB. Minimum work experience requirement for key personnel. Project manager, PE should have at least 10 years in general experience.
Ano yung PE?
Professional electrical engineer, sir.
Ikman nyo yan kasi iba yung PE.
Sir.
English yan eh.
Sa buong CAAP, dalawa lang kasi ang PE, hindi naman pala pati yung isa sa Bicol. So, sa buong PEs.
I think siguro ng footnote or buuin lang siguro.
Buhay mo.
Sorry sir, sorry.
Pero ano naman?
Pero sa mga technical person, alam mo yan, sir.
Ano yan yung kilala?
PE.
Para sa
Sir,
Yes, please.
Tuloy po back yung slide na.
Yes, sir.
In the elevation 3 personnel, project manager, project engineer, and safety officer. Tatlo yan kay personnel. Could you move up sa yung invitation to bid mo kanina?
I
Yung
think
slide na yun.
first stage. First stage, first. And last one.
Here, instead of tato na, nagdadala pa ng pero already ka na forma sa construction forma.
Nakabit ko lang doon sila, lagay ko na lang.
Hindi pa dapat complementary yung dalawa na yan.
Dapat magkatugma yan doon sa...
Yes, sir.
Ha?
Nakabit lang, sir.
Nomit.
Okay.
I-correct mo.
Ay, sir.
Dali na i-correct mo. Ito yung...
Hindi, yung isa, sir.
Dali na i-correct mo. Okay, sige. Nomit. Bilis na nagawin mo pa ni Los Gonzales. Nantok pa yan.
Dito, sir. Napagtak ko na lang dito. Napagtak ko na lang dito, sir.
Yes, okay.
Yung pati yung safety, safety and health, general health.
Sir.
General safety and safety and health. Yung nalagay mo sa dito.
For the second envelope, should contain the bill of quantities, the bid proposal. This is for the financial documents, sir. Detailed estimate, summary sheet indicating the unit price of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment. Yung copy of the bid. Cash flow by quarter and payment schedule, which is nakalagay ko yan sa annex C ng bid docs. Also sa 13.1 sa cash flow by quarter and payment schedule, should include also the per GPM and network diagram and the construction schedule and bar chart and as-per.
Amount mo sa 13.2. Ang amount mo sa 13.2.
Sorry.
Okay, correct mo na lang yan.
Bid security shall be the form of a bid security declaration or any of the following form and amounts. As per ABC, at 2% niya po is 1,976,000. Bid security shall be valid up to 180 days.
Yes, sir. Yes, please.
Kung buka yung slide na yun. Earlier, yung i-wish niya is 88.2 million. Pinalitan nyo. So, hindi kaya itong ano na to, yung amount is ito yung percentage na mo lang, ng 88.2 lang.
Hindi, sir, 98, sir.
98 to.
Okay.
Ano pa lang, tama pa itong number ko na ito, sinal po. 235.
May 7 na yun. 794.
Yes, please.
Note, sir, po lang, sir, na ang ating mga duration, sir, mga nasa 120 days, ang kanina is nasa mga pasasabay. Gusto ko lang malaman, sir, kasi po, zero days po ang ating budget na lang. Kung siya ba ay, kasi ang ating acceptance is pinangawa kaya 31st of December, siya ba ay included sa for 2020 budget? Ay, Downloaded.
Downloaded po ito, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So, honorarium kasi. Okay. Nana? Ay, mag-itis eh.
Sir, ano pa yung technical specification niya, sir? For the general requirement, the contractor shall include in their technical proposal, preliminary design drawings, include the installation plan, ground system, cable installation, layout plan of the following: 69 kV substation, the power transformer at transformer yard, generator at the new powerhouse, synchronizing panel, APS meaning automatic transfer switch, medium low voltage switch gear, and emergency low voltage switch gear at the control room of the new powerhouse. The single line diagram of the whole system. The contractor is required to submit construction schedule, bar chart and S-curve, worksheet and network diagram, equipment utilization schedule and manpower schedule. After the award of contract for approval of CAAP prior to the start of the installation, the contractor shall secure a certificate of site inspection from the NS facility in charge in General Santos City Airport. The 69 kV PAB substation should be should be in accordance with the requirement of the National Grid Corporation of the Philippines, the Philippine Electrical Code, Part 1 and Part 2, and the local cooperative thereof, which is the South Cotabato Electric Cooperative 2 or Socoteco 2. The contractor is required to provide 23 by 10 meter wide 69 kV substation. The substation will be provided with a seclusion fence, the height of which is 2.5 meter from the ground level, with 3 wide vehicular gate and pedestrian gate. The substation is gravel based. Prior to the installation of the substation, the contractor is required to submit a construction plan of the substation. The contractor is required to submit design drawing of cable branch from the 3 MVA 69 kV, 13.2 kV transformer going to the 13.2 kV medium voltage
May specs na rin to eh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Respect po.
Sige, next page. Ano yung 29, 2.92? Tingin. Si minimum requirement, tingin.
These are equipment sir for the testing of the para sa substation po, sa 69 kV substation. Mga test equipment po niya.
Okay. Next.
Dito na ako sa sa medium voltage switchgear and emergency low voltage switchgear, the automatic transfer switch, typer switch, and the synchronizing panel. These are the specifications. No? The medium voltage switchgear should be IP55 compliance, outdoor type. It should also compliance to UL1008 standard for the switchgear. The contractor shall submit together with his technical proposal a plan.
Sige. Hindi naman natin question yan. These specs are all, first time ba natin mag-ganito?
Yes, sir. Actually, ang substation should be done by the cooperative, sir. In the case ng sa Jensen sa Soko, nakapag-meeting kami price, ayaw nilang gawin to kasi due to lack of fund and personnel. So napilitan tayo mag-design na first time lang sa CAAP. Ang normal po natin is 13,200 volts. This is 69,000 volt, which is being supplied with the NGCP. Kaya sir, ang requirement namin na merong certificate from NGCP na local installer siya ng substation.
Sige. Kung first time natin dito, sino mag-supervise?
Meron sir tayong dalawang PE sir sa ALS, Blue ALS. Ang isa hindi pwede si Sir Ramon Jun. Yung isa nasa Bicol po.
Are you recalling them for this project?
Sinabi ko na po sir kay Sir Ramon, willing, okay naman na po sa kanya na padala yung tao na supervise. Kasi ako sir, registered lang ako yung PE. So ang requirement talaga dito sa SP, Professional Electrical Engineer.
Bakit hindi ka PE?
Eh sir, kinakot na ako mag-laro. Kasi ano yun sir eh.
Ay, hindi ka pa nag-exam.
Registered ako sir, pero yung PE, another exam yun.
Oo nga. Exam na.
Hindi na yan. Wala nang time.
Wala tayo. Sige. Next.
Sir, ano ko na lang yung mga bid form. Kasi makapal itong specs eh.
Sige.
Ito yung mga specs niya kasi sir.
Tatagalami ka na naral siya. Baka yung yes mo dyan.
O di, mas maganda sir para ano.
Generic lahat yan, sir. Specs po.
Ano po sir?
Basta generic lahat, sir.
Wala po akong brand na nilagay sir. Hindi ko lang malagay sir. Huwag lang China made kasi bawal ata yun. Hindi maiwasan ng China made sir na kasi marami kasi ngayon sir na electrical equipment, mostly si China mura kasi. Pero pag ilan na specs, comply naman siya. Kaya so ito sa mobilization namin. So hindi rin kami naglagay ng overhead. Saka ito sir, wala itong service car. Tempa sila na at the end of the project, ibibigay sa CAAP itong temporary facility. We have the permit sir. So, ang contractor namin required mag...
Ano the percentage? 5.
Yeah, 5% lang ba? So the four permits. And of course, the supply installation of the 3 MVA 16 kV 13.2 kV substation.
Sige. Lahat naman yan.
So, for the substation fans.
Sige, next.
For the low voltage switchgear. And then also the medium voltage switchgear. The automatic transfer switch.
Sige.
So, the dry type transformer, 5 cm. Before the primary and secondary cables.
Walang pandito.
Sir, kasi before meron sa bakal na pinatanggal eh. Kasi nga daw sir, kaya meron sa inspection para sila magsukat. Kasi pag nilagay mo ng quantity parang sinububog sa kanila, magpo-pressure na lang sila. Saka may protection din tayo sir pag naglagay tayo ng quantity. Mali mo siya yung estimate namin kapos. So magkakaroon ng variation o
Pero ikaw cross-reference nyo pa rin sa estimate nyo sir?
ano po sir?
Ikaw cross-reference nyo pa rin?
Yes sir, i-compare po namin.
Okay. Kasi sa ADMS kanina, nag-provide sila ng quantity kasi kanina.
Yung mga special equipment nyo sir, bawa yung malaking transformer, hindi mo pwedeng magkamali doon. Palagi isa lang yun. We will have at least 3 unit of 625 generator set. And of course the tools and the fuel tank. This is for the transformer yan. Dito po ilalagay yung 5 transformer. And the cooking part for all the transformer. The grounding system. For the manhole. And the trailing, factory trailing. And the transfer of the existing load of the old powerhouse to the new powerhouse. And testing and complete and commissioning. Ito po aming sample ng bill of quantities.
Okay.
The sample of the bid proposal.
Okay.
Lahat sa inyo na.
Yung big validity mo,
120.
360 days ito.
365 days po sir.
Bakit?
Kasi sir yung sanitation equipment will take around 7 months. Kasi ang 690 equipment, materials equipment sir, hindi available locally. Ino-order pa sa abot yun sir eh. Normally 3 to 5 months ang delivery sir. Hindi na. Yung mga nag-isip ko, intensive siya.
Sige. Ano pa?
Wala sir. Kaya requested for posting sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, will you flash more element? Clause 39.1 ng special conditions of contract. ECC.
Ano sir?
Yung clause 39.1 ng special conditions of contract.
special condition, SEC.
Ano? Ano ba yung...
Wala sir, dahil nakalagay mo sir. Ano sir? Nakalagay sa advance payment in the amount of 15% ng contract price. So, hindi tayo pa sir kung ano, kung
Pero may sir, hindi natin inaano kasi yun eh. Dahil meron pa may memo sa kalendar ko kaya Although nasa 918 po kasi yun, kaya hindi lang natin tinatanggal dito.
Hindi sir, goods yun sir. Goods yan sir, goods.
If you look into the template ng special conditions, the contract, bakante yun, nakalagay lang isa the amount of advance payment is tapos sa open loose parent, insert amount as percentage of total contract price. So meaning, hindi sa template, meaning, hindi ka required na maglagay dyan
Yes, sir. Ito sinasabi mo.
39 point, special conditions. General conditions.
GCC yan, special conditions.
Special conditions.
Pinakustomize natin.
Category.
Yung parang data sheet.
Hindi may infra yan sir.
Sir, mga laborative
Mas malaki ang component natin ng goods.
Mas malaki kasi
Kasi sir, may isa ka nag-require tayo ng pick-up license. Diba?
Hindi sir, yung primary component nyo kasi is goods, which is the genset, di ba?
Okay.
Bakit nag-infra yan sir? Oo nga pala sir.
May pick-up sir tayo, meron tayong pick-up na requirement sa mga contractor.
Pwede naman sir, pero yung primary component of the project is goods. Incidental lang yung pag yung mga excavation. Akala ko kasi goods kanina.
Yun ang major purpose ng procurement.
After wala kang
Procurement and installation.
Kasi yung just want to share you sir, sa the share. Yung sa purchase of installation of airfield lighting works sa Sambi, we considered sa background was goods yun.
Okay.
So, we also required, there's no question as to regards to the pickup license because we already expanded
Nakita ko sa
it.
sinabit nila sa secretariat.
So, makita niyo. Well, I just, alam ko kasi goods kanina, so bakit may advance payment? Well, to the chair, I'm just wondering why it is when the primary component of the project is a PDA goods, which the other works is only incidental in nature. We can still require pickup if the component of the project has a infra component. We can still require because the law does not preclude us to require prospective bidders who pass eligibility requirements such as pickup for our protection also. That's only an observation because the primary component of the project again is a goods component. So why it is incidental lang yung excavation. Yes, that's the observation, Mr. Chair.
Ano lang naman yung mas mahal yung 69
Yes, sir.
Ilang milyon yun? Meron ka ba?
Sir,
Yan. Mukhang labor yan, di ba? Labor.
Nasa 80 million siya eh. Yung substation equipment.
Nagkano yung sa siya yung
Yung substation equipment, Nasa 15.2 million, sir.
Pero goods yan, sir, ba? Goods yan. KBA yan, sir, ba?
Yes, sir. Puro ano to? Puro good siya.
So,
Balin buong ano siya, buong nakalimutan.
Procurement service.
Kaya nga eh.
Hindi na
Ito yan, sir, oh. Kasi pag goods nito, sir, baka ang ano kasi nito, meron talaga specialty na steak stoner. Kaya nag-require ko ng merong accreditation sa agency. Ito yung the whole substation, sir. Yan. Side view lang siya. So ito yung transformer, ito yung mga protection. Ito yung kanyang switchgear. Ito yung papunta na sa powerhouse. So ito yung sinuplayan ng NGCP na 69,000 volts. So kung goods lang yan, sir, iba, didilibar nila. Baka hindi tayo makakuha ng supplier na meron talagang experience na mag-install ng ganito.
we can provide everything naman sa types of reference.
Di ba, sir?
So, well, it's an observation lang siya. I defer to
Ano sir, kung
back Charlie's discretion.
kasi sir, nung ina namin sa bakal pa to, hindi pa naman talaga to, sir eh. So kayo
Sa bakal pa,
Akala ko first time yung
hindi na.
hindi sir, nagkaroon na ano na to, 2018 pa to, nag-payload dahil nga sa cost.
posting.
Yes, sir, kasi-
something.
Sir, pwede lang sir, related ko pwede lang sir. Earlier, in your background portion, you mentioned na nag-trigger this, then mayroong negotiation. During the negotiation, you presented na mayroong isang proponent na nasabit ng proposal. But sinabi nyo, yung proposal is about the ABC. So I'm just curious, nung nag-trigger din siya sa kanila negotiate, ang ABC is 88.2 million. Ngayon, tinaasa nyo ng 98.8 million. Yung mga proposal na nasabi sa inyo, isa within sa 98.8 million na. Kasi kung hindi, yung possibility na even tinataasan nyo na yan, nandiyan pa rin possibility ng hindi pa rin.
Siya yung proposal ng is around 96. So pag
hindi siya dyan.
during negotiation, pag-open niya 96, automatic DQ. Kasi above ABC siya eh.
Okay.
Nasa 918 po din eh.
Pero ngayon, like 98 na.
Yes, sir.
Pwede tumuloy na yan.
Third day. See? I just revert back my observation. And project, we proceeded to a infra project for the procurement installation of KBA or no?
Sorry kung baka sa yung kanina yung tungkol sa advance payment. As I mentioned earlier, sa template na ng special conditions of contract sa Philippine Billing Documents, ngayon bigyan ng branch value yan. The amount of advance payment is yung blanco, insert amount as per 25% of total contract price. Meaning, hindi kayo obligado maglagay ng 50% by itself. So, I'm just dahil baka merong ibang bidder na CDP ng ACC na tapos nakalagay 15% na advance payment dyan. Then comes a time,
Magpapalin na lang natin.
mag-request. Yes, sir. So, in that regard,
Yung pinakita mo kanina na 39 something. Ang yun eh.
general condition na sir.
Pero nasa special.
Special condition sir, specify na sir, lagyan na
15%.
15%, so 1.5%.
Pwede na.
Pwede ko pa-platform dito.
Sige.
Gabi kayo sir. Yung naglalagay sa DOT at sa proposal.
Oo.
Ito yung galing sa memo galing sa DOT sir, so naka-highlight yung requirement na yun sir.
Kaya sulang sa video.
pala sir, yung referring to this one. Sorry sir, kinakuha ko. You are referring to this one sir.
Sabi ko sir. But if you look into the, yung template ng Philippine Billing Documents, yung template ng ACC mismo, bakante yan eh. Insert the amount.
Tanggalin niya ng 39.1.
Okay sir.
Yan na, para.
Yeah. Just to comply with the DOTR.
Dito siya.
Okay. Comply niya.
Yes, sir.
Any more?
Posting.
Ayusin ko na lang.
Any recommendation?
Oo sir. Compromise.
And you, sir? Any recommendation?
Sir, ano pwede isang
Yes,
portion,
please.
sir? Yung pinasa kong papel, pwede nga yung second page, paki-plus din. Yung kasi requirement ng DTI na sir, pinasama yung sir, yung portion na yun sir, sa big book sir, dito sir, shall be incorporated in the big leadership and instruction to dealers and shall form part of the contract. Meaning sir, yung ang problema nito sir, dahil kung tinanong mo sa section 4.1 sir, ng Annex A ko, yung contract implementation guidelines for infrastructure projects. Eh, ano naman sir, authorize yung contractor na mag-request ng advance payment ng 15% sir.
Sir, tingnan natin yung first page.
So meaning sir, may some situation naman sir, meron tayong certain provision sa DTI po, which is allowing sa versus yung sir, yung contractor naman sir, announcement from area.
Di bali, kinapon naman natin ito eh.
Sinusunod lang naman po sir.
Sinusunod naman natin.
Sinusunod lang naman sir. Pero if we read the memorandum, sir, it only pertains to goods and consulting services. It does not include infrastructure projects.
Sila na.
If we read in verbatim, sir, because the law really provides for the provision na
For
there is a prior approval
After trying to
once
work
per
tested.
Pero it does not include infra projects.
Sir, pag binasa niyo pa further, yung number 2.
Saan sir? Number 2?
Yes,
For
after
infrastructure.
nung what, nung semicolon. Yung for infrastructure.
And for infrastructure. Good infrastructure.
Yan sir yung
Hindi sir, ang for infrastructure
Meron kang request.
Yes.
also not exceed the same to submitted.
Kinapilang
Kinote
yung IRR sir. Kinapilang in toto.
Tapos kinote na siya dito sa baba. Kinote lang yung provision, tapos kinote
Sana
na
yun
sa
ito.
totally wala na.
May hapon.
Sige.
Totally wala.
Ilagay lang siguro dun sa bid docs.
Pero yung sa bid docs dapat nakalagay, no cash advance.
Yun na nga.
Hindi siya i-erase.
Oo.
39.4.
Kasi mababago yun, tignan ko lang.
Iko-contradict mo yung
No cash allowed na lang yun.
no cash advance.
No advance payment.
Advance payment.
Tapos set na lang natin dyan sir during the pre-bid.
Yes, credit na lang natin dyan.
So, para to ensure
Ay, ipasay na sa preview ko.
Ito.
Ito sir, pero ilagay sa bid data sheet na
No advance payment.
pero explain natin na may ganitong memorandum from the department.
For mobilization fees.
Any recommendation?
Mr. Chair, request for posting.
Motion.
For mobilization fees.
Pursuant to the recommendation by the end user,